Hey guys, so we are making a video on our experience during the first trimester and also a miscarriage that we had a year ago. So as you guys know, we've been together for a while, got married almost a year ago, and we just want to talk about, what we went through and our experience to help other people. So we found out we were pregnant on September 7th, and that was our 6-year anniversary. So it was a good little surprise. And it was kind of planned. We tried, this is the first time we ever tried, and it happened. So we feel pretty blessed about that.
Quarantine baby.
Quarantine baby, exactly. So, really excited. Beginning of first trimester, everything was all good. I mean, I was like having cravings. I wanted Chick-fil-A. I had Chick-fil-A twice in one day one time. I'm not gonna lie. So I just want to tell y'all the truth. I wanted Popeyes. I just wanted all the fast food.
Not the Popeyes.
No, that was last year.
Last year.
That was last year, the Popeyes thing. We're going to talk about that a different time. Anyways, so yeah, everything was all good. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, I could do this. Week 6 came around. Okay, week 6, that's when things took a different turn. The nausea set in. I mean, when I tell you guys, I was sick as a dog, like all day sickness. It wasn't just morning sickness, it was all day long. So I don't know who came up with the term morning sickness, but it's not representing what's really going on.
Just because you're fit.
No, I think it just varies by women. Some women have said that they get sickness all day, but so the nausea would wake me up in the middle of the night around like 3, 4 a.m. I would have to eat something like crackers, pretzels, something like that. If I didn't eat within like 10 minutes of waking up, I would have nausea. If I didn't eat every 2 hours, nausea. If I ate too much fat or too much of, when I say too much of a meal, that's just a regular meal for normal people. I would feel nauseous. So it was like literally all day, all night nausea. And on the other token, I didn't want to eat because I felt nauseous. So it was like I would have to make myself eat. You know what I mean? So that was like the most severe symptom, I would say. It was not fun to go through. I mean, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy to have that nausea. And it was, for weeks. I mean, probably like 2 months worth. Otherwise, boobs they felt really like it almost was like I got implants. They were so big and they were tender, like they hurt to the touch. That was another bad symptom. My nipples itched. It was like nonstop. So no cravings at all. The cravings were in the beginning, and then after I'll get to that part. Nausea. Not much tiredness, not much exhaustion at this point. It was mainly just the nausea. And then, some of the other symptoms I would say that I had, face broke out. Like my whole life, my face has been pretty, my skin's always been clear. Even when I was a teenager, I didn't really have acne. I didn't have breakouts. I think it's because I've been healthy. Other than genetics, it's been health, drinking a lot of water, that kind of thing. So my face was breaking out like I've never had before. So I'm assuming because hormones go up and down. Crying for no reason. And you'll see that I always cry. But I was crying just listening to a song. Like it wasn't even like, it was for no reason. Like things would make me cry. I'd be like, why am I crying? Like cramps, like period cramps. A lot of cramping, a lot of bloating. Like my stomach would be out to here, and I never really bloated like that before. So a lot of bloating, gas, constipation, acid reflux. So all these GI symptoms pretty much that I've never had before. What else? Feeling really hot, like hot flashes. Like all of a sudden I'd be like, oh my God. And it wasn't cold yet. You know what I mean? But it wasn't summertime yet, obviously. Well, it was like fall, but I would feel hot to the point where I was like, can we put the AC on? And he'd be like, what? I'd be like, never mind, I'll just put the fan on. That's how hot I would get inside. He didn't understand, but it was like uncontrollable. Out of breath, just talking, having a conversation, I'd be out of breath. walking down the hall, like things like, I'm a fit person, things that do not make someone fit out of breath. It was unusual for me. So teaching class was, you know, I still did that. That was definitely a challenge, I would say. You know, I didn't work out other than teaching those 2 classes a week. And that if I didn't have to teach class, I wouldn't have worked out at all. That's how tired I felt. Dizzy, lightheadedness. So, you know, just, y'all know what that is, just for no reason, feeling lightheaded. Pregnancy brain, that's what they call it. So just fogginess, not remembering words, not remembering what I'm going to say, not remembering simple stuff. Like,
that's an everyday thing for you.
No, but it was like unreasonable, unusual. And women that have been pregnant y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Congestion, like you know, you have allergies, constant congestion, constant running of my nose. Not feeling myself. That's what I would describe this main whole theme is not feeling like myself, not feeling the energetic, you know, SoFItfia, the normal SoFItfia, you know, just feeling like someone just literally took my soul out of my body. And then also, you can relate to this, sex drive completely to the floor, plummeted. Like, I didn't want to be touched. I just felt disgusting. I was like, don't touch me. I feel nasty. I feel, don't. So that was one of the big ones too. But yeah, guys, that was the middle of the first trimester. So I went over the beginning where all the cravings, you know, Chick-fil-A, Popeyes. That was the middle, the worst part. Around week 12-ish, things started to get a little better. Just a little bit. I wouldn't say they completely turned around, but my appetite came back a little bit. My nausea was still there, but it started to pipe down a little bit, started to taper. This is where my cravings became real healthy. Like, I wanted tomatoes. Like, I mean, I was eating tomatoes all day. I just wanted tomatoes. I wanted olives. Like, I've always liked olives, but I literally just wanted them all day. Salt and vinegar, like salt and vinegar chips. I know that's not healthy, but anything with salt and vinegar salad, anything with like salt in general. Mangoes, pineapples, oranges, fruit in general. I just wanted to quench, like, felt like I wasn't quenching my thirst. That's how I would describe it. I would make homemade lemonade sometimes.
Get an orange.
Wait, what?
Well, you got talking about this fruit.
Oh,
fruit now.
Okay. Well, get it after the video. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, homemade lemonade. It would with some sugar in it, some real squeezed lemon, water, ice. It was just so good. It's just, I just felt so refreshed after it. I don't really like lemonade like that, so it was just like weird.
Didn't give me none.
I know, I'm sorry. Mayonnaise, which is not healthy, but like I've never eaten mayonnaise in my life, so I just wanted sandwiches with mayonnaise. I wanted eggs with mayonnaise. It was weird. It's just like I wanted mayonnaise. Vegetables, like I've always liked vegetables, but I just wanted vegetables like galore. Sometimes I would crave, like, I don't eat red meat. I haven't really eaten red meat. Like, I went like almost a decade without eating red meat, and I just started kind of eating it here and there. But sometimes I would crave a little bit of steak. I know, you know, it's not good for you, but like here and there, I just needed it, right? So that was how my kind of eating changed throughout the first trimester. The weirdest thing I would tell you guys is anybody that knows me knows I have a sweet tooth. Like, it's really bad. And I know a lot of people like sweets, but mine is like out of this world. So the weirdest thing was when I got pregnant, I completely like went the opposite way. I didn't want sweets at all. Like, I wasn't touching his Reese's that I usually like touch all the time and eat. I didn't touch any of it. I didn't touch any of his snacks.
You started that trend.
Yeah, but that was before I got pregnant.
But you left it to me.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is, like, during pregnancy, I didn't touch any of the stuff I usually eat from him. So, yes. And the other thing is, like, y'all know I love coffee. I'm a coffee girl. The smell of it, the thought of it just made me gag, like, when I was pregnant. Like, I don't know if that's, like, a good thing, but really the literature is kind of on caffeine. But I didn't want to drink it at all. I didn't want nothing to do with it. So that was another weird kind of thing. My baby. So, nausea, like I said, still was there at the end of the first trimester, going into the second. But the the thing that started kind of the end was the exhaustion. The exhaustion kicked in. I was like, oh, I'm fine, I'm not tired. And then like when it came, I was like, oh, this is what they're talking about. I mean, around like 1, 2, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, I checked out. I was like, I don't want to do nothing else for the day, even though I know I have to teach class at 5:30. But it was a struggle. Like I made myself, keep going. But I had to lay on the couch for like 30 minutes to an hour sometimes and like just sleep and just, it almost felt like I was coming down with the flu every day around 2 o'clock. It was the weirdest thing. Like my whole body just like
Baby
was done.
was trying to grow.
Yeah, exactly. Baby was growing. She was
growing.
growing. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much the first trimester in a nutshell. I know, a lot of us women go through different things. One thing that helped me, I would say, especially with the nausea, would be ginger, like real ginger. Cut it up, either cut it up in your food or drink it in the tea, like I usually do. That helped. Crackers, pretzels, that was like the only thing that kind of like dissipated the nausea. Ginger ale sometimes. I would take my probiotic every morning. That helps with gut health. So I think that like really helped me from like throwing up, because I don't know, I didn't throw up, but the nausea was there all day long. Like it was, and I lost 8 pounds during my first trimester because I couldn't eat much. Like that doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to gain weight during your pregnancy. But anyways, so now I'm getting back to my normal weight. But yeah, that's the first trimester. I will definitely make a video on the second trimester and third trimester as my experiences kind of unfold. But yeah, y'all let me know what helped you through the first trimester, what kind of things y'all went through. I know every woman is different. Headaches was another thing. I forgot to mention that I started to get at the end of the first trimester. Like they came out of nowhere. I don't really get headaches, and but they came, and I was like, what the heck? It was just like a dull, never went away all day.
There you have it.
It's a heartbeat.
Heartbeat.
Is it normal, the heartbeat?
Not sure now. Sounds normal.
Doesn't matter.
Print that one. And then we can do one just.
So we got a healthy baby this time.
Was the baby moving, or was that just
Yeah,
me?
no, Baby's moving.
Baby's he's moving around.
Woo, I think it's gonna be a girl. She's been causing me a lot of mayhem.
She's supposed to. She's half of me. She's in there.
SoFITfia, your risk of miscarriage now below 1%.
Oh, that's the baby in there.
That's your baby in 3D.
That's from the top.
So you can't tell. You
Look at
can't.
the hands.
You can't tell if it's a boy or girl yet.
Not yet. I haven't even gotten to that part. But see, the legs are crossed right there.
Yeah.
Look right here. You can see a knee, and then the legs are coming across like
She
this.
cramped in there.
She got both arms up by the side of her head there. So 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 hands, and 2 feet.
Woo.
And that's helpful. Actually, here, if you've got good eyes, you can actually see. Looks like the tips of the 5 fingers. So we have thumb, 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers, and the
That's
thumb.
so funny.
Yeah.
How could you see? That's like constellations. You can see that. Yeah, I guess.
Up here, you can actually see some of the toes. These little
Yeah,
dots.
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to nap.
Yeah.
Nah, she threw the fist down. Hold on.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
she
her.
got both, or she did a double bicep pose.
Exactly, that's what she's doing.
That's what she do. I thought she was throwing the
She's
fist
like,
down.
I'm already starting.
Ha, ha.
I'm already starting at the womb.
You guys are hysterical.
I've been around.
Actually, here, hold on. I think I might have caught it. Look at the hand.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
there's the
her.
hand. Oh, it's normal.
So far, so good.
Alright guys, so next topic I want to talk about in this video is miscarriage that we had a year ago. And actually the 1 year anniversary is coming up on December 20th. So that's why I kind of wanted to make this video, to raise awareness, because miscarriages are actually very common. They say 25% of pregnancies end up in a miscarriage. A lot of women go through miscarriages and they just don't talk about it. It's kind of like, taboo subject. But I think we should share our experiences, because when you go through it, you're like, dang, why didn't anybody tell me about this? You know what I mean? So I want to kind of give my experience on what happened from top to bottom, and hopefully it will help somebody else get through their experience as well with this. So year ago, November, we went to Europe, came back, we were engaged. My period was late. I was like, oh, it's no big deal. It's probably just from travel, whatever. So then it was like 13, 14 days later, I was like, all right, I should take a test. Like, this is probably means I'm pregnant. Mm-hmm. So anyways, took the test. It was positive. I was like, there's no way. I was in denial for like weeks. But I was like, all right, well, let me, made my appointment for the OB visit, for the confirmation, called a confirmation appointment for December 5th. So we went in, the doctor was like, you feeling any symptoms? I'm like, nope. And she was kind of like, like she was kind of weirded out about that. She did the ultrasound. She didn't really say nothing. We can kind of feel her energy was kind of like, I don't know, it was very quiet. She wasn't really explaining anything. And we were like, and she was like, y'all come back in 2 weeks and we'll redo this. And I was like, okay. And I thought it was just a normal part of the process, but something felt off. You know what I mean? She didn't tell us about the heart rate. She didn't tell us about like, oh, see it, whatever. So she was like, maybe it's just a little early. Maybe your due date's like a different time. So we come back December 19th, do another ultrasound. Same thing happens. She doesn't see anything. She's like, any symptoms? I'm like, no, I feel fine, because I really felt fine. Nothing like this time, around. So she sent me to an outpatient facility at the hospital to get an ultrasound that was more invasive, to see if they could see anything, more clearly. Yeah, see anything more clearly, you know what I mean? So I had to drink, we got in the same day, I had to drink a bunch of water. That was really miserable experience, because my appointment was at a certain time, but we waited like 45 minutes past the appointment. So I was drinking water literally from that appointment all the way to this appointment, and then we had to wait. So I was like in the waiting room, my bladder just felt, it was like one of the worst pains ever. And when I got up, I could barely walk. So finally they did the ultrasound. It was an intravaginal one. And the sonographer said she couldn't really tell us anything until the doctor came in. But I'm not an expert. I'm not a radiographer. I'm not a sonographer, but I can tell that there was nothing there. You know what I mean? So I kind of started to feel a little bummed, but I was trying to be hopeful. Doctor came in, told us, yeah, we don't see a fetal pole at all. Could be that it's early, but I highly doubt there's anything there. Because around this time, I was around 11 weeks. So at this point, there should have been something. You know what I mean? Even if it was off by a couple weeks. So we left. My doctor called me and was like, basically, it's probably not a viable pregnancy, unfortunately. So you can either let your body get rid of everything naturally, or you can come in and we can give you, medicine to get rid of it. You know what I mean? Chemicals. So, yeah, some type of medicine that they give you. I was like, nah, I want my body to get rid of it naturally. I don't want to take anything. So that night, and like, mind you, I was bummed. I did cry a little bit. I was a little sad, but then I got over it. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, it was not meant to be. And at least I'm not that far along. I'm still like 11 weeks. So that night at 9 o'clock, I started getting like period cramps. And I was like, I wonder if this is like, the start of the process, right? So as the night went on, I did fall asleep, but I felt the cramps throughout the night. I like used a heating pad. They got, a little more strong, a little more painful, but bearable, right? So when I woke up that morning, I got woken up to the cramps, and it started to get more and more painful to the point where it was unbearable. And I was like crying, and around 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., I went to the bathroom, and everything came out. All the stuff came out. Blood, everything.
Cranberry sauce.
Chunks of stuff. And I'm being TMI, but I'm trying to give you guys the real, because people don't talk about it, but I want to. So then I just sat on the toilet for like 30 minutes, and I was just crying, because I was just like, damn, I can't believe this happened. You know what I mean? So then after that, I thought it was over. I was like, okay, we're done. No. I was sadly and rudely mistaken. The worst was yet to come, y'all. So the pain literally throughout the afternoon just got worse and worse and worse. And it was like I was having contractions. That's all I can describe it as. It was like shortened duration as the time went on, and more intense as the time went on. So I literally got to a point where I was on the bed in agony. Like it shortened. It went from 10 minutes to 5 minutes to 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And every whatever time period, I had to endure the pain. and I had the heating pad, and I tried different positions. I tried to take a hot bath. I tried everything, and nothing helped. It just got worse and worse and worse and worse. So around 4 o'clock, I thought it was over. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Maybe we're good. So he went to work, and I was by myself at home. And then around like 30 minutes, 45 minutes later, it came back, but it came back with a vengeance. It was so painful. I like literally texted him. I was like, you need to come home and take me to the ER. Like, I'm about to die. Like, I'm not playing. Like, this is the worst. So I had to strip naked because I felt like I was going to overheat, pass out. And I was just in like the worst pain I've ever had. I was just crying out loud. Like, it wouldn't stop. It was like barely any breaks at all. It was so painful. I passed out from the pain. I passed out probably for like 5 minutes. When I woke up, I went to the bathroom, and then the sac came out. And then I felt relieved. Like, it was almost like that was what, that's what it was. My body was contracting. The uterus was contracting to get rid of everything. And it had to get rid of the sac. And it was like my body just did it itself. But it was the most painful experience I've ever gone through in my life. And me saying it is literally gives it, I don't even think words can describe the pain, y'all. It was bad. And I don't know why women don't talk about it, because it was the most horrendous experience ever, physically.
Because it's a loss. People like to talk about their wins.
I know, but it's painful. Like, why? Like, you're going to go through something like that. Like, talk about it. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I want to make women more comfortable to talk about the experience. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So after that happened, I felt a relief, and I had like maybe a period for 7, like it reset my period, and I had a period for 7 days. But I didn't recover for like 2 months physically. My uterus was so sore. It was like contracting for almost 24 hours. So it was kind of like a muscle working. And come on, Kano, get out the way. Come on. Yeah, so it was like a muscle contracting for, almost a whole day. So imagine if you were just doing this with your bicep with a muscle, with a weight for 24 hours. Your bicep would be like sore. You know what I mean? So I remember around Christmas time, like, we were with our family, and I could barely get up and get down. Like, even going to the bathroom was going to pee. I was like, it was a task, y'all. It was very painful. It felt like my whole stomach was so sore. So yeah, it took about 2 months for me to fully recover right here in this area. So yeah, but mentally I got through it pretty quickly. Physically, it took forever, and it's crazy because so many women go through it, and we need to support each other. We need to talk about it. We need to be there for each other because it's very common, and we need to talk about it. It shouldn't be something you're scared to talk about. So, but yeah, guys, I just wanted to give my experience. Hopefully, it'll help somebody that's been through it, or is going through it, or unfortunately is going to go through it in their lifetime. And yeah, comment below, share your experience. Hope this helped. Stay tuned for the second trimester and third trimester videos to come. And yeah.